Hey, what's up, guys? I think we should all step out. I gotta talk to y'all.
In the first scene, four friends enter a room. They all sit and immediately look at their phones, ignoring each other. The camera pans around the room, showing how, despite the four friends being together, they are all on their phones, showing a preference or online interaction. So the conflict scenario is four friends are talking about what console they want to buy on Black Friday, and the argument arises when they all disagree on whether the Xbox or the PS5 is better. So by this, a conflict arises and they have to figure out how to settle it.
Yo, guys, I feel like we should all get PS5s for Black Friday because, like, it's coming up. They're gonna be on sale, and I want us to all be able to play on the same platform.
Facts? Bro, what?
The use of paralinguistics is the use of outside of the words themselves. This is shown in the script by how Gabe talks to Jared and Luke. He uses paralinguistics through his eye rolling and his tone of voice, showing his disapproval with what they are saying while not directly says that he is disapproving. You also see the use of paralinguistics when Jared looks at Luke to show his confession of the situation.
You're so stupid. PS5s are trash, bro. Everyone who uses them are weird.
What do you mean? You guys are so weird that you would want an Xbox over PlayStation 5. Like, they're so much better. It's just so weird. Like, maybe it's because, like, you're poor. Like, you can't afford it. I know it's, like, a little pricey, but, like, come on now. Step it up.
Facts. If you're poor, just say that. I know you're some whack country people.
Stereotyping. Stereotyping is the use of prejudice and unfair assumptions made about an individual when describing their behaviors. We can see stereotyping in the script when Luke assumes that because Gabe and Sam are more country, that they are poor. Gibbs' defense-provoking behaviors are a list of behaviors that promote a defensive response from the other party. There's a list of defense-provoking behavior. In the script, we focus on evaluation and superiority. He also believes that the Xbox is better, showing his superior beliefs about the Xbox. We also see Luke and Jared use evaluation and superiority when talking about Sam and Gabe being poor and not being able to afford the PS5.
Honestly, like, I didn't know Alabama, like, you can't afford shit. Come on.
Only normal people use PS5s.
Literally.
And y'all are being jerks. You didn't even try to go this far, but you guys are taking it too far.
Honestly, you guys started it. If you would have just said that you wanted to get a PS5 from the get-go, we wouldn't even be in this situation.
Facts. Like, what are y'all talking about?
I feel like y'all don't understand. Like, we don't want a PS5.
Well, I feel like it's not even about the PS5 anymore. I feel like every time we have, like, an argument, even, like, with food and where we want to eat, you guys always start these, like, serial arguments. Honestly, you guys are some weirdos. This conversation is over. I'm done with it.
When y'all want to get PS5s, hit us up. Until then, y'all whack.
Four Horsemen. John Gottman coined the term the Four Horsemen are used to describe and predict the end of relationships and conflict management. The part of the Four Horsemen that we see in the script would be stonewalling. Jared gets upset at where the conversation has gone, so he decides that he's just not going to participate in the argument anymore for the moment. He is showing stonewalling. The main theme is that we hope that the audience picks up on is that each of the boys represents one of the Four Horsemen.
Bing bong.
See y'all later.
Y'all started it.
What did you say to me?
You heard what I said to you.
Fight
Let's go.
right now.
Bring it on. Swing.
Direct aggression. Direct aggression is behavior that includes verbal or physical assault. This is talked about in chapter 12 of the book. We can see it in the script when a physical fight breaks out, but also earlier when everyone is talking to each other and begin to raise their voices at each other. A lot happened in the scene. We can see many problems with how everyone communicates. We continue to see the conflict escalate. Jared uses unhelpful habits of stereotyping when calling Sam and Gabe poor because they are from the country. We later see both parties start to blame each other for the start of the argument. Both sides are participating in the defensive part of the Four Horsemen. They are blaming each other, thinking that it can't be their fault that the argument started. Jared exemplifies stonewalling from when he just leaves the argument unsolved. We also see Gibbs' defense-provoking behaviors when each side says that their choice of the console is superior, from chapter 13. We also see direct aggression from chapter 12 and unhelpful skills from chapter 9 in the form of irrational thinking leading to debilitative emotions in the form of anger from all parties. Wrapping up, this conflict was left unsolved and worse than when it started. All 4 members did things wrong. They all used unhelpful habits. In this scene, we discover that this is a serial argument. We see a lack of cognitive complexity on how each side was so set in their ways. They all used competing conflict management styles, trying to convince each other at first why their console was the best. 4 friends enter a room and greet each other in a friendly manner, dapping each other up and showing how even though they have their phones, they are aware of cultural values from chapter 3.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, boys?
So, like, Black Friday's coming up. I feel like we need to talk about if we want PlayStations or Xboxes. I feel like we should step outside for that.
Sure.
Yeah? Yeah, guys, like I was saying in the car, Black Friday's coming up. The new PS5's looking hella clean, looking super nice. I feel like we should all get them.
Facts?
Yeah,
Really?
yes, sir.
Bro, what do you mean?
I don't really want to buy a PS5. I only like Xbox.
This guy's really weird.
Self-monitoring is knowing what not to say in certain situations. We see self-monitoring when Jared thinks to himself what Sam said was a little off. But he doesn't say it out loud because he's knowing that it could escalate the conflict. Active listening. This is a helpful skill that involves looking at the verbal and nonverbal message that someone is sending.
Yeah, I personally think PS5s are overhyped.
I think they're too expensive.
I've been using Xbox since I was little too.
I mean, those are valid reasons. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you prefer Xbox over PlayStation? Is it because you don't want to mess up your gameplay by switching over systems?
Active listening. This is a helpful skill that involves looking at the verbal and nonverbal message that someone is sending. You actively listen to what they say and how they say it. We see Luke uses active listening when he paraphrases what Sam had said. We see the complete active listening process when he listens, questions, and paraphrases what Sam said.
Yeah, I don't want to lose the progress in any of my games.
Yeah, man, I get it. It happened to me before. One time my game crashed and I lost all my progress.
Empathy is understanding someone's feeling about the situation. You want to get their perspective on the event. We see empathy in the script when, after hearing why Sam doesn't want to get the PS5, Luke empathizes with him and shares his own experience, letting Sam know that he knows how he feels.
Wait, you guys, I just remembered, have you guys heard of crossplay? It's like this thing where even if you guys have your Xboxes and we have our PlayStations, we can still like kind of play like cross-party.
Yeah, and we can go get the new PS5s while y'all have the Xboxes and we can all play together.
And like
That
we
sounds
can
good.
compromise on that.
Conflict management style, compromise and collaboration. This conflict management style is a win-win situation. Each side give ups on something so they can both agree. We also see collaboration between both parties. They focus on the present situation and try to find a solution.
I like that idea.
Really? Bad. Appreciate it. Like, nice.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We saw how conflict was resolved in this scenario. We see the boys use active listening, conflict management styles successfully, and empathy. Compared to the last scenario, we saw the boys are still friends because they used helpful communication habits.
You want to get dropped down? You want to get fucking dropped? Up?
Complexity, how.
I can't believe you guys really want Xboxes over PS5s. Like, who does that? They're like mid. They're hella mid. Like, they're stupid. Nobody likes them. Maybe it's just because you guys are poor.
Alright, correct me if I'm wrong, but you prefer Xbox over PlayStation? Is it because you don't want to switch over game consoles? Wait.
Styles, trying to convince the other that mentions that this was the 5th time. Dang, I suck at reading. Alright. Wrapping up this conflict was left unsolved. And worse when it started.
Yeah, I don't want to lose any of the progress in my games.
Yeah, man, I get it. Wait, I know what I was gonna say.
This too easy for me now. Cole been going plat since back when CDs was around. What you sold, I tripled that.